Ready to go on the walk, Linden?
I guess you don't need mittens because your arms are wham.
Yeah. What are you making?
I'm making chicken corn chowder.
Mmm.
Got red pepper, jalapenos, onion. Gonna add some garlic, potatoes, chicken, bacon.
What did you find? What is that? Did you get the batting? Did you get the batting from Mom's sewing project? You gonna pour or stir?
Stir. Can you do that while you're filming?
Oh yeah.
I need to. Sorry.
Yeah. Do you need more attention? Do you want to play with your whale? Show him how. No, don't eat it. Show him how you hit it. Yeah, like that. Now do it again. Mmm. All right, here you go. Mmm. Yummy carrot. I asked Laura whether she was ready to eat Linden instead of whether she was ready to feed Linden. I noticed after I said it, but it got me thinking about a thought I had the other day about how many times we make those kind of mistakes and don't notice. How many arguments probably stem from those things and we think we're right because we never noticed that we made a mistake. Just curious how many things in life could be solved if everyone just realized how fallible they actually are. Do you think she's left-handed?
I don't know.
Have you ever wondered why handedness exists?
Yeah.
And it's like 7% of the population is left-handed and 93% is right-handed.
I feel like I know a lot of left-handed people for it being that low. I think you're right, though.
It would be like 1 in 15, 1 in 16.
Okay. Stuck on your hand? Can you get it? Here you go.
Here we are on a walk.
Here we are. Cold out today. I think the first time.
Yeah, seriously. It's October 17th today, 16th.
Something like that.
It's like the first day that it's actually been fall weather. Sorry, do you want to be in the frame?
I was gonna say we have our little marshmallow here.
Our little marshmallow.
Say hi, Marshmallow.
Hi. She's got nothing.
She's probably a little bit over bundled for the weather, but I wanted to try this on. I just got a coat and hat not that long ago. So.
Far too large. Remember when she was born?
I do remember when she was born.
The night before Linden was born, we weren't really expecting it to happen because it was a week before her due date. I mean, we knew it could happen any time, but
I had no like precursor signs before the night of labor.
and Laura had never had Braxton Hicks or any false contractions, so she had no idea what a contraction even felt like yet. So it was a Saturday night.
Friday.
It was a Friday night, and I'm trying to think when you started feeling strange.
So that day, it was my spring break. It was the first day of my spring break because I'm teaching. And I was working on like a sewing project or something like that, and my back was hurting, like my lower back, which I knew was a sign of labor, but I didn't really think anything of it because I kind of had back pain randomly throughout pregnancy, which was fun. So I guess that backache was pretty much the only sign that labor was coming. But yeah, I was like, oh, that is a sign of labor, but didn't think anything of it. Mm-hmm. And then 9 p.m., Nathan and I went downstairs to watch TV or something.
We watched Les Mis.
Oh yeah, we were watching Les Mis. Anyways, and I told him, I was like, I'm kind of like starting to have a little bit of cramps. Like, I don't know if they're contractions. I don't really know. And he's like, okay.
I'm like, oh, that's weird. Interesting.
And like, didn't think anything of it.
Nope.
And in the back of my head, I'm like, this is it. Like, it's gonna happen tonight. But I didn't want to.
She did not say or like indicate that to me at all.
I didn't want to be disappointed, and I didn't want to like psych him out. So I was like, whatever, I'll see how it goes. And so in my head, I'm timing my contractions, and they're like 1 or 2 every 30 minutes. And then they slowed down a little bit. I'm like, oh, whatever. Maybe it wasn't. And then it's like 11 o'clock, and we went to bed. Mm-hmm. And as soon as I laid down, they just got like intense. Like they hurt. Like it hurt to lay down. And so I'm like, you fell asleep today.
Right. I fell asleep immediately. So Laura didn't tell me any of this, and she hadn't told me that she was feeling contractions.
Yeah.
Or that she was timing them. So I literally just thought like, oh, that's weird. She's having random cramps. Let's go to sleep and we'll see what happens tomorrow.
So then it's like midnight, 12:30, 1 o'clock, and I'm like trying to sleep between my contractions, which are like 15 minutes apart. But I can't. Because every time I lay down, it just makes it like 10 times worse. So I did wake you up. I don't know if you actually woke up, but I told you. I said, I remember that. I'm going to go sleep in the other bedroom because I have to keep getting up and out of bed. I don't want to disturb you, which I wouldn't have disturbed him anyway, but whatever. So I went in the other bedroom and I didn't sleep. I just basically paced around the room, breathing and having contractions. And then at like 1:30 or 2, I think I woke you up. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't know. I'm definitely having contractions. I don't know if we should call the doctor because they're not super intense, but they are like 5 minutes apart. And so we called. I tried calling and nobody answered, first of all. They're like, if it's an emergency, call 911 or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but I was like, well, it's not an emergency, but I definitely like need to talk to a doctor.
Yeah, it was like, because you called like the OB office, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, we're closed, but if this is an emergency, stay on the line and you'll be transferred to our on-call doctor. And Laura's like, I don't really want to disturb somebody. Like,
it's not an emergency. What do they mean by emergency? Like, I'm not dying. Like, nothing's wrong.
So she hung up. And then that was when you woke me up and you were called back again. I'm like, just stay on the line and talk to somebody. Like, they're not going to get angry at you.
Yeah, so the person I talked to was the OB on call. And she's like asking me these questions, like, how far apart are they? How strong are they? Can you talk through them? And I'm like, yes. Like 3 to 5 minutes apart. Blah, blah, blah. She's like, okay, well, like, you probably could stay home a little bit longer. But then again, I've had people who stayed home and they ended up having the baby in the car. or you know, I've had people come to the hospital and then we have to send them home because they're just not far enough along. I'm like, this is your job. You are literally no help to me at 3 in the freaking morning.
Oh, like, yeah.
I've never done this before. Like, tell me what to do. And they always say, like, stay home as long as you can because you're most comfortable in your home. At this point, I was very not comfortable at home. I was like, I don't want to have this baby in the car.
Right, you start getting stressed out about it, and you're like, let's just go.
I was stressed, so I was like, it's like, by this time it's like 3:15.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Nathan, let's just go. So then, So then he's like, okay, I'm gonna take a shower. I'm like, okay. So I'm putting the rest of my stuff in our bag that we need to take. I thought she was sleeping. Nathan took a shower, and then we get everything loaded in the car. And we drove to the hospital, which we only live like 10 minutes from the hospital.
Yeah.
Which I'm very thankful for because having contractions in a car is so uncomfortable. Like, I felt like the only way I was managing my contractions was to be pacing, like walking around.
So we got to the hospital and they did not tell us where to park. Or they told us what parking garage to park in, but the entrance isn't where they tell you it is. So we had to drive around the block. That's super important. Anyway, we get in triage. We walk into the hospital and it's 3:30 in the morning. It's 3:30 in the morning. There's me and my very pregnant wife walking in the hospital. And the security guard's like, hey, what can I do for you guys? And I'm like, she's having a baby. They're like, oh, okay. I'm like, what else would we be here for, you idiot? This is literally like the women's center, like the birthing center. Right. It's not like anybody just walks in here at 3:30 in the morning. So then, we get a triage, got a COVID test. Yep. And then they're like, do you want an epidural? She's like, well, I do, but I want to wait as long as I can. I want to do as labor as long, yeah. So then the nurse goes out and another one comes in. She's like, so you don't want an epidural? Like, no, I do. I was like, I definitely do want an epidural. And then she's like, but I just wanted to labor as long as I could without one. And the nurse is like, well, you're 7 centimeters dilated, so that time is now. I'm like, okay. So, we got in our room. They took us up to our room. Mm-hmm. And maybe we'll pick up once we get home. Sure. Did you just get the bath?
Who's been eating my porridge? Gasped Mother Bear. Who's been eating my porridge? Squeaked Baby Bear. They've eaten it all up. Don't choke.
Say hi, Daddy. Hi, Daddy.
We're back. I'm showered. Nathan's shaved.
It's been a bit of time since, but it is the same day.
It is the same day. Linden's in bed. We had our dinner.
Got our tea. Changed into pajamas. Okay. Hey guys, sorry for the awkward cut there, but I'm realizing as I'm editing this that this is going to be a ridiculously long video. We're only halfway through the story right now, and we're at like 14 minutes. So I'm just going to stop it there, and you'll have to come back next week for the rest. So, weren't planning that, so we didn't film any sort of end, but join us next week and you'll get to hear the rest of the story. Bye!